By the way, these are all stocked here at Westlake for the most part, all the interfaces that we'll cover. So any other questions for Brian specifically, or you want to stay in a little after? We're going to do some meet and greet as well. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, while we're
There's
going...
one in the back right there, gentleman, right there.
Yes. There's the microphone right next to you.
So we're just looking at one insert here. So
You're looking at one stack, 3 and 4, linked in stereo mode.
So you can only see one at a time then, correct?
You can see
Two at a time.
You can see
There, right.
two. Right now you're seeing two at a time.
In terms of
yeah, let me swap with you. then,
Sure.
If you want to get a chair.
Because
So
if
we're
I want
both
to see,
here.
I want to see a couple of channels at the same time.
Because we're kind of flipping over to this topic anyway.
I think it's a great idea. In my humble opinion, show all your plugins because you have such a huge list of free plugins. I think everybody should really see.
So Mark is asking to kind of show all the plugins. I mean,
Which
he
are
kind of
gonna be under
quickly
here.
showed the list right here, but there's 21
that's
different
all
EQs. And again, they're kind of, as I walked through at the beginning, I walked through some of those. And then right now we have 5 different compressors. We're adding 2 more, like we're starting to add them this week. And there's going to be even more. But I want to show you this workflow trick here. First of all, I can detach any menu by holding control and clicking. And so now if I want to say I'll put that on a third desktop, I can have my routing on one page and my effects on another. And then if I want to say, but I want to detach 5 and 6 and I also want to see those, now I can see right now 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Of course, that gets a little crowded. I mean, you can resize all these too, by the way. You can resize them this way. So you can make room for more and just kind of remove them and stack them this way if you see where I'm going. So you can view more. It's pretty powerful and pretty flexible and pretty much crashes the mirror displays, partly because we modified this to have so much user power, and that's, I think, really honestly what we're facing today.
And viewing something like this,
if you just close it, it marries back to see how it just glued back to the original panel it was in. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
So if I'm doing like a live broadcast, I would do something like this, where I would always be looking at the master mix bus going out to make sure that I'm in the right zone with the output, and then I would also be looking at like the lead vocal compression. So I would have multiple windows like that open all at the same time on another screen. So that'd be a good example of that.
A user application. For
Yeah.
that. They can. They can live on a separate screen. They can be on the same screen, and you can control tab through them. If you put them on, you wouldn't put them right now on the Pro Tools screen, right now, yet, okay? If I was on the same window or the same desktop, I would flip through Pro Tools back and forth like this, which is, Command Tab. But but no, they wouldn't reside within the Pro Tools. In this case, I find the way that Brian was sort of showing him today, which we just sort of threw on him today, by the way. So Brian just got the unit connected a week ago and created all of these presets over the weekend. So the user, and never had a crash. So the usability because
right.
He's not mirroring screens at home, duh. But just so you know, that this is really how it's going. These guys are diving right in. And Greg Wells has already made about 20 different presets in about the last 2 weeks, and he's using them. I asked these guys, make these presets to mimic how you'd use gear in your studio. That's a good scenario, right? If you show me your vocal chain, Greg Wells, how would you set that up? And then users can have the Greg Wells vocal chain. He puts the Lang in. He puts the 1176 FAT 76 in. Excuse me, guys, and whoever, he puts that in, that model in. And then like a SSL style EQ, a 4K, and then he puts that on the rack and he just calls me. Like first he's like, I'm getting these texts like, oh shit, oh my god. And I pull this up and he goes, I'm not mimicking, I'm leaving it. This is my new vocal chain. He's using these AFX, and it's the usability, it's the sound, the stackability, the fact that he could do things and recall things that he can't do with hardware. It sounds just like hardware. He calls a week later. He's had it 2 weeks. He's setting this up, and he says, the 176, I just bought a vintage 175B. Just got one. I put this on the chain. There it is. He goes, I'll use this. So he's got all of these presets, and then he's mixing into them. So the way you could also mix, and I need to, because we're going to run out of time here, I have to segue into this part of it, because this is the part you're going to hear most people now talk about.